going to give you the 10-minute driver engineer refresher course. Everything you need to know to get your first line up and running and water on the fire. First thing you got to do is arrive on scene and position your apparatus. If you're on an engine, you want to move your engine past the front of the building in order to leave room for the aerial apparatus. Once you're in position, you're going to park your vehicle and put it in neutral. Set your parking brake. Once your parking brake is set, you put it in pump mode. Neutral, pump is engaged. You look on your you look on your driver console, pump engaged. Once that's engaged, you put it into drive. Once your pump's in drive, look at your panel, it's going to say OK to pump, and you're going to know it's in pump mode when your miles per hour go up to at least 15 miles per hour. Now once all that is done, now your truck is in pump mode. You're going to exit your vehicle. You're going to pull. Tank to fill. Then pull, tank to pump. Now you have water circulating. You pull your pre-connect. In our case it's pre-connect 3, our phone line. Pull it out completely. Once your line is fully pulled out, your nozzle through the door of the fire, come back to the pump panel. You're going to close your tank to fill. You're going to open up your discharge line. Just an example, since we don't want to really charge the line this time, we're going to open the discharge line. Once the discharge line is open, we're going to throttle up to our desired pressure, depending on what your nozzle is. Now you're going to have to remember that once you set it to whatever pressure you want it, if you have a 100 psi nozzle and it's set at 100 gallons per minute, and you have a 500 gallon tank, you can have less than 5 minutes to get to a hydrant. If you have a 75 ps nozzle set at 200 gallons per minute, you have less than 2 minutes to get to a hydrant. So once your line is flowing, you're going to leave. You're going to find your nearest hydrant. You're going to lay your supply line, which in our case is 25 feet of fireman total. You're going to lay it out. You're going to connect it to the hydrant. You're going to come back and you're going to connect it to your valve. Once it's connected here, you're going to go back and have you or somebody else charge the hydrant. Once it's charged, you can open this up and now you're going to have water from your hydrant. So now you don't have to worry about the water source. Once you get to a hydrant, that's the most important part of being a driver engineer. You got that one line flowing, and once that line is flowing, you get your hydrant. Now you got water on the fire, and now you got a water source, you're all set. You lay out as many lines as you want for the capacity of your pump. Say your pump is a 1250 pump, run as much line as you want to reach 1,250 gallons per minute, or as much as your hydrant capacity can take. Remember that you never want to go below 20 psi residual pressure on your intake, because then you're going to be cavitating your pump. Now, if you notice on my pump panel, I mark all my gauges. I mark what they are, what type of nozzle, what's the PSI. That way for me and for anybody else, you know, say you pump a water at 3 o'clock in the morning and your mind's not really there, you don't have to worry about it. Just a reminder. So all driver engineers should know the basics. Every day you come to shift, you should practice every day when you jump a pump mode, what line you're going to lay out, what's the PSI you're going to pump it at, how many gallons a minute that first line is pumping, because that's going to tell you how many minutes you have to get to a hydrant. Now that's going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of work for the first couple minutes of the fire. And always, you have to have in your mind that water source, that water supply, because that's the most important thing. If you have more water, you can't fight the fire. That's why this job is the most important job in the fire service. Because without a driver engineer, you have no fire truck. Without no fire truck, you have no fire department. You have nobody with water on the fire. That's our job. That's the most important job in the fire service. Well, that's your 10-minute basics on driver engineer. Now you have all your hydraulic calculations, you see Q2L, the coefficients and all that, but for the first minute of fire, set your pre-connect to whatever the nozzle pressure is. If you have a basic fog nozzle at 100 psi, set it at 100 psi. You know what gallon per minute that nozzle and line is going to be flowing at 100 psi, so you know how long to get to that hydrant. You're going to set your first pre-connect to the lowest PSI possible in order to give you the most time to get to a hydrant to get your water source. Give them the minimum amount of water to be able to flow your water in the fire, confine it, and then you get your water source, and then you can give them all the water you want. You give them a backup line, you give them a master stream, you give whatever you want. You get that first line going, and then get your water source. That's the two most important things about a driver engineer.